Hello, so this is an update video on channel and health stuff and just general things. Basically, the content on the channel at the moment is all kind of prepared in advance. So we've got the end of Fallout 4, we've got a bit of Division beta stuff, and we've got Battlefield Basics. Those are all things that I can record a bunch of and put out over time. Basically, at the moment I'm going through a few more tests and I'm going to have a little minor operation next week probably, and then we're going to see what's happening with the treatment in the future. Doing it this way and basically pre-preparing a bunch of videos means I can keep content running on the channel even while I'm doing health stuff. There isn't much news or excitement coming out of Battlefield at the moment, so I don't have to do those videos where I need to make it that day and put it out that day and get it out as fast as I can. So I'm going to be doing Battlefield Basics. There's probably going to be 2 videos a week of that going up, and then there's going to be some other kind of let's play, so there'll probably be some more Division footage when that's released on the 8th of March. I've just bought the multiplayer only version of Call of Duty, so that's Black Ops 3. It's on Steam and I think it's £15 if you just get the multiplayer, so there's no single player, there's no zombie mode, it's just the multiplayer. So I'll probably do a few videos on that. Again, there'll be live commentary. Somebody said, why don't I just go on Twitch? Well, the thing with Twitch is you can't prepare it in advance. So if we take next week an example, I'm going in for this procedure, so the day I go into hospital I won't be able to do anything, the night that I'm spending in hospital I won't be able to do anything, and the day that I come out I probably won't be able to do anything, and the day after that I'll probably just be laying on the sofa watching videos, and you know, generally you don't feel very good after you've had minor operations. I'm not going to get into the icky details, but essentially, you know, for a day after the operation, because I'm having a general anaesthetic, I'm not going to feel good. And the day after that, you really just don't want to do anything. You just want to sort of curl up and be warm and comfy and try not to move very much and spoil yourself with treats and videos and that kind of stuff. So what I'm imagining for the channel at the moment is there'll probably be a video a day, it'll be a gameplay video, and it'll be live commentary, because then I've really just got to stick the titles on, get the volume levels right, and then render it and upload it to YouTube, and I can schedule the YouTube uploads so that they will then appear on the channel automatically. So even if I'm off having unpleasant things done to me by men in white coats, the channel will still keep going, and if need be, you know, I can do weeks worth of content and upload it in advance. You'll still get something to watch, the channel will still keep rolling over, and then when I'm back up and running fully, I can go back to the usual incompetent way that I put videos up and make things that day. And you know, generally the channel's got to be a bit more organised, but it does mean that there's not going to be things like Battlefield 4 news. Fortunately there isn't much news, but Battlefield news is going to disappear for a while, because those videos you've got to make that day, so you've got to record the footage and do the narration, find all the source material, that kind of stuff. You've got to do it all in a day and get it out, otherwise there's no point, because news has to be current, not what happened 3 or 4 days ago. And let's face it, all the Battlefield 5 news that's come out recently has been bollocks. The 2143 rumour appears to be rubbish. The World War I setting rumour is just complete idiocy. Whoever thinks that Battlefield 5 is going to be set in World War I really needs their head looking at, because there's about 4 guns in World War I and they were all bolt action unless you wanted to have 3 people carrying a machine gun around. Unless they decide to do a time travel Battlefield where you play World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea, the Falklands, the Gulf War, and then modern day, I suppose you could do that. But can you imagine trying to get the level of detail that you get in a Battlefield map, but then do that over essentially 8 different versions of Battlefield? That would be a hell of a lot of work, and I can't see them ever doing it. So World War I is not a standalone Battlefield game, and couldn't be a standalone Battlefield game, because there just isn't that much stuff in World War I. You've got mud, you've got trenches, you've got Lee Enfield rifles. That's about it for World War I. In other news, the channel's hit 20,000 subscribers. Thank you very much if you subscribe and watch my videos. Well, I can't really thank you if you don't watch my videos because you won't be watching this. Anyway, if you've watched this and made it this far, then here's a little bonus. What I want you to do in the comments is select a game you want me to play on the channel. So you get to pick one of the games that I'll be playing over the next couple of months or maybe a couple of weeks, depending on if I like it or not. There are a couple of rules to it. It's got to be available, so not a beta. Don't say something like Overwatch because I'm not going to be getting into the Overwatch beta. And don't pick Rainbow Six Siege because I really don't like it. I own it, didn't like it, and therefore haven't done anything on the channel. So all you got to do is leave a game in the comments or like somebody else's comment that's the same game. Whichever game gets the most comments or the most likes, then I'll go out and buy and play. Can't guarantee I'll like it, can't guarantee it will go on for weeks or months, but I'll give it a go. That's what I'll do for 20,000 subscribers. Right, what's next in the news? You may have noticed that YouTube appears to be having issues with video quality. I thought it was something to do with my setup because I had to go back and reinstall Sony Vegas because it was corrupting save files for some reason. But it's not. If you look on Jack Frags' channel, he's having a lot of problems and he's having to change codecs and that kind of stuff, trying to find out what is wrong at the moment. And Total Biscuit is now going to be uploading videos in 1440p. He's actually going to be recording in 1080p, upscaling to 1440p for YouTube, and then you'll watch them in 1440p even if you're only on a 1080p monitor. And that's because a 1440p video is allowed a higher bit rate on YouTube than a 1080p video. Something has gone wrong with the YouTube process. So when I did the first of the Battlefield Basics videos, that had got a lot of artifacting in it. And Total Biscuit did a video on Far Cry 4, or what is it, Far Cry Primal, now that's the one. And his had got a lot of artifacting in it. I'll put a link on the screen now or in the description to Total Biscuit's video on it because he actually goes through it and shows it and compares different versions of the same video. But basically, yes, there is an issue with YouTube and artifacting, but there's nothing really I can do about it until somebody comes up with a solution. I don't know enough about rendering and video uploads and YouTube processes to work out what's going on, so I'll leave that to other people. What I can do is tweak the Battlefield 4 settings so that the source video is actually easier for YouTube to process. So that's going to mean things like turning on ambient occlusion again, turning on the multi-sampling anti-aliasing again. Essentially I'm going to turn it on to ultra settings. That makes the graphics actually look smoother. It's not as good to play on because you get a lot more fuzziness on the screen. But when it comes to actually processing the video, there's a lot less harsh edges and harsh shadows, so you don't tend to notice YouTube messing around with the video as much. So all those really efficient, nice Battlefield 4 settings I'm going to have to dump to record and basically just stick it back on Ultra again. Fortunately my PC can handle it, but it is a bit of a hassle and I wish YouTube would sort it all out. I briefly mentioned there that Sony Vegas had been playing up. I don't know what the problem was, but basically if I made a project, rendered it and then saved it, it was corrupting the actual project, so I couldn't reload it. So if I'd rendered it once and then decided to change something, tried loading the project back in, Sony Vegas would crash. Fortunately, because I do regular backups of my Windows drive, I could just go back in time, find a version that actually wasn't corrupted and reload that. And that's why this video is a few days late, because this is one of the videos that I had to re-edit because the files got corrupted. And the last topic for this video, I guess, is going to be the Deadpool review. Yeah, that was an interesting situation. So I did the Deadpool review, which was really short, put it up, and it was pretty instantly claimed by 20th Century Fox. Now you would assume that the trailer for a film that they were basically throwing all over the internet to publicise it, you'd be able to use. But no. I guess the good thing about it is that it hasn't actually cost me anything, because I did the video about 20th Century Fox screwing me over on the Deadpool review. That's got almost as many views as the actual review itself, so the monetization on that will cover the fact that the original review is not monetized. So I'm not going to go through it all again. If you want to know exactly what happened, watch the WTFU 20th Century Fox video if you haven't already. Or again, I'm going to suggest go watch Total Biscuit's video on WTFU, because he explains things far better than I can. He's got a lot more experience on YouTube with these copyright systems than I have. You know, he's had strikes and companies go after him. I've had a couple of claims that have meant 2 videos have had to go down on my channel because somebody was claiming them, and I wasn't going to give them the money from my work. And there's a couple that I don't make any money from. But the Deadpool thing really pissed me off, because I can't see how you could do a review quicker than 1 minute 30 seconds other than just having a video saying Deadpool is good. Right, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Oh, there is going to be a video going up answering a very common question in the comments, and that is, what's the music in the background? Yes, I am really bad at linking the music. I do actually have a file that has every piece of music with a nice link that I could just copy and paste into the description that I always forget to use. So I'm going to do a video that basically plays a little clip of every piece of music I play on the channel so you can identify it, and it's going to have the track name, the artist, and a description as to where you can get it. Some of it you do have to pay for to use, but you can go and listen to it for nothing. I'm not going to do the older stuff, it's just going to be the stuff that's currently being used. Anyway, that really is it for this video. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, and thanks for watching.